hopefully I'm not muted as per usual. Hi everyone. It's so good to see you. It feels like it's been so long since I have done a live stream. Welcome and thank you all for being here, whether you're watching live or on the replay. And yeah, the XP thing is new to me too, but I don't know, I kind of like it when I've joined other live streams to try and be number one. I kind of like that idea. That being said, you are all welcome, whether you are number one queen, number two queen. I'm seeing the comments. Hey, so, oh my gosh, it is so hot. So I don't know how long I'll be able to live stream, purely because like my phone wouldn't even charge because it's too hot. That being said, I'm looking forward to just enjoying however long we have together. Hey, watercolorist Sonia, Durwood, Cindy, Terry, Becky. Who else have I missed? I've said a watercolorist, right? Carol, welcome all. But yeah, it's late. I know that. Yeah, it's late. So time wise. Oh no, it's 9 p.m. So it's not too bad. But I thought that what I've been meaning to do for a little while is have a look at the new Roman Schmall set, or just, and to be honest, just in general think about and talk about the different supplies that I have been using to travel. I have been traveling a lot, I have been creating a lot of art, and all of that was honestly just an excuse because I have a phone refrigerator, honestly. Yeah, it was just an excuse because I have been missing doing live streams and getting to talk with everyone. Oh, Terry, how did you find it? Yeah, I did car camping. Honestly, I know it sounds weird, but I miss it. I felt so free when I was doing it because I could literally go anywhere I wanted, anytime I wanted. Like, or if I went to a place and I really liked it, I just stayed longer. If yeah, I felt very free. very free. Hey Nancy. Oh, a watercolorist dropping. I don't actually know how it determines the XP points. But yeah, in terms of like different suppliers, oh thank you. Yeah, honestly, it's funny because it's something that I never really thought that I would do, and honestly most people that I've spoken to about it didn't really understand why I did it or why I wanted to do it, but I'm really glad that I did. I miss it, and part of me is thinking about just doing it more. Oh, sorry. Part of me, everything is quite tight, in terms of like everything's really close to me, but hopefully my tripod is fine. Yeah, I miss it, and I'm just thinking about doing it more often and more frequently, and actually going to more places that I want to go and seeing, because yeah, I think it can actually be simpler than I thought. And although you don't have to be as extra as I was and do it for 10 days, even doing it for like one night, for example, it works, and you can stay in places that you like for longer. But yeah, I haven't done it before. It was great. No worries, a watercolorist. And no, I didn't do it in camps. So I did one night in campsite, in a campsite with Leslie, but the rest of the time I guess it's called stealth camping because I had like everything kind of discreet. So I had like window covers. I just parked anywhere I wanted to park. So like, yeah, I did it for quite a while. I just parked anywhere that I wanted to park. So I parked cliff tops. This was my I'm sorry, this is such a random tangent. I'll leave the video that's talking about my car camping setup linked in the description in case anyone doesn't know. But essentially I went to Devon and then to Cornwall, and I car camped. And while there, I got to car camp with Leslie. I met up with, as in Leslie Strose, who's here on YouTube. Really awesome. We had such a good time. And it's funny because I'm trying to put together a vlog of my time with Leslie. I met Helen Cryer. I met Melanie Chadwick as well. I'm trying to put a video together of the vlog. But because we spent so much time talking and laughing and walking and just doing random things, I didn't actually record much, which I guess is a great sign. But it's looking back on the video, I'm like, how am I going to make all of this make sense? But yeah, so I went, and initially my plan was to just stay for a few days because I've been talking about going to Cornwall for years now. I just found it too expensive, and I kind of feel like Cornwall is too far from me for me to just go for a day. So it was somewhere that I wanted to go for a week or longer, and I don't think I did up to a week, to be honest, because towards the end I started getting tired. So I didn't do up to a week, but I don't think so in Cornwall. Did I do up to a week? Maybe I did, you know. Yeah, I think maybe I did like three or so days. Yeah, maybe I did like 3 days in 3. Yeah, so I did maybe a week basically, but I just thought the costs would be too high, too much for me to be able to do that kind of trip. And then I started playing around with the idea of van life. I started seeing more videos, and then I was like, well, why not? And so I camped out in my car, and yeah, what was leading my decisions as to where I was staying, I don't even know if it's wise to share this, but let's just say that I would be thinking about beautiful sunsets and beautiful sunrises. So that's like a lot of the time. If I thought that there would be somewhere that would have a beautiful sunrise, or somewhere that was like east facing, then I would try and seek it out. Or even if I'm not sleeping there, I may sleep near there, or wake up super early and head there so that I can see the beautiful sunrises. Yeah, they are all so sweet. So yeah, we had such a good time. Yeah, I know. So here's the thing, like I do have some issues with my joints, but I was actually okay because I don't know, the mattress topper was fine, and then I had the double duvet as well, and the extra pillows and the extra cushions. So I was comfortable in terms of like sleeping. That wasn't an issue. It's more so like trying to do stuff like getting dressed in a car. Tricky. especially when you're trying to be stealth, right? Like you don't want the whole car to be shaking as you're doing stuff. So that was the tricky thing. And then like halfway in between, I did book a hotel and just to be honest, I think that's why I was able to do it as long, because I booked a hotel, kind of refreshed, recharged, and then did it again. Basically. What oh, in terms of XP points, I don't know how it's basing it, but I think that it's like comments. It's not just like putting a random word. I think it must be using AI or something to try and figure out whether it's a useful comment and not spam. And so that's what's determining, I think, the XP points, but I don't really know. But I think if it thinks that you're spam, then it might just temporarily block you, so just be careful. I don't have a channel membership on YouTube. I have like an art membership that's separate, but it's not linked to YouTube because it takes 30%, so it's a lot. But you are number one, Terry. Oh, is the volume still a bit low? That's annoying. Is it any better? If I move it closer, are we better? I remember it had this issue before, but I put it on max. It can't really get much higher. but I'll try to be mindful and just keep the mic closer to my face. And let me know if the sound is better. But yeah, hi to everyone who joined. I have been traveling, I have been creating art, I have been doing car camping to discover and explore Devon and Cornwall. I want to go back. I really, really want to go back. Part of me, I keep saying, like, what I would ideally like to do is take 2 weeks to just go in one place in Cornwall, or Devon, depending on the place, and just stay there and like create art and just explore it like in more depth. Because the one thing with car camping was I didn't want to stay, especially, you know, like I was by myself, female, whatever, so I didn't want to stay in the same place for a long time. So I was very mindful to just be moving, to just keep moving, which makes it, which is why I got tired after a while. But I'd like to just be able to chill somewhere for 2 weeks and just dedicate it to creating art. And I love it. It was so beautiful. Thank you, Derwood. But yeah. Yeah, Derwood, I think you might have to comment more to take the throne off Terry. Okay, you can hear me good now. Thank you. Yeah, I know, Joan, like, welcome, 1 and 2. Yeah, I absolutely love travel and I love art, and being able to do the two together, fantastic. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, so hopefully we can discuss some ideas as well. Did I do a video with Leslie? So I haven't finished editing the video as of yet, but I do have a few clips from my time with Leslie that I will. Is my thing shaking? Yeah, why is it shaking? I did get a few clips with Leslie that I'm trying to put together into a video, so we will see. And what else? And then I got even less clips, because with Leslie we spent maybe 3 days together. Yeah, 3 days. Whereas with Helen I think I spent half a day, and with Mel just a couple of hours, so I didn't get to spend as much time with them. Oh, thank you so much, Isabel. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the channel. Oh my gosh, I am so jealous. I would love to be near the store. As you can probably tell, I love Remishable. I love the supplies. But yeah, part of me wanted to like play around and explore with this. I'm open to ideas and suggestions. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly just wanted to live stream and hang out with you guys. That's the primary reason that I did it. I pushed the idea out there to see, and then Derwood was like, do it, and I was like, yes, okay. And it took me an hour and a half to set up, but I did it. Oh, thank you so much, Joan. I had such a wonderful time in Bologna, like really and truly. It was even better than I could have imagined. I just had so much fun. Like, there's something I've done, like, over the past, I'd say maybe 3 months, I have done so many things that have just, that are good for my creativity. Does that make sense? Like, I've had more of a break. I have gone to Bologna. I've met up with wonderful artists. I've done the car camping, Devon and Cornwall, even like separate from the car camping aspect, but just going there after saying I wanted to do it for so many years. And then I also did an art retreat, so that will be a video that's coming up soon as well. It's been incredible. It's really, really been incredible. The only thing is I don't know how, like, I'm trying my best to make the videos happen. But the experiences themselves have also been amazing. And yeah, the heat, I have like this makeshift Oh gosh, I don't even think it's working, you know. But I have this makeshift cooling system where I've put like my frozen bottle of water in front of my fan, but I don't actually think it's doing much. I think the fan on its own is better. Look how desperate I am. Think about all the live streams you've seen, and think about how many times you've seen me drink water, talk less frozen water, talk less a 2 litre bottle. Like, if this ain't heat, I don't know what is. Sorry for the drinking ASMR. Next time I'll mute myself. I didn't think about that. Yeah, cracker. Ooh, but yeah, so hot. But staying on the topic of art and art supplies and creating art and traveling, the thing that I found really interesting that I was sharing with a lot of you because you're my members is that I kept using the same colors over and over. So this is the third palette that I had on my trip. I took 4 watercolor palettes with me, which I know is kind of ridiculous. Oh my, this has got wet. I'm gonna have to clean it up. I don't normally like cleaning my palettes, but it's sticky. I closed it when it was wet. But yeah, this was my third palette that I took with me, and I basically ran out of the 3 colors in my first palette, and so I moved on to my second palette, ran out of those 3 colors again, moved on to my third palette, which is this one. And as you can see, I've pretty much almost run out of those same colors again. So this is nickel azo yellow. This was nickel azo yellow. Next to, like, I mean, there's still a little bit more, but not much. This is Sophie's yellow. Again, not much. This, I've buried a hole in it, and this is benzimidazole brown. It's probably easier if I just put this here in case you're a visual learner as well. And this here is Quin magenta. So all of these are Roman Schmoll apart from the Sennelier's Sophie yellow. But yeah, I've just using, and then this one was going to be my backup. In part, this is what was letting me know it's time to come back, because I was like, if I run out of paint, what am I doing? Yeah, and the thing is that I have no provisions for. It's only this year that I actually have a fan. Praise God. The other times, remember, I'd just be, because it's normally like 1 or 2 days, I'd normally just be riding it out with no fan. I need to move this. I'm not feeling any air whatsoever. It's just here for decoration. Okay. Yeah, so this was like my 4th and final pan. No, actually, I took, oh my, I took five palettes. Anyway, I definitely carry way too much because I don't want to run out of stuff, and I wanted to have different options. So this palette is the Art Toolkit, which I have been enjoying. I was surprised. For the longest time, I didn't try it out because I didn't really know if I would enjoy it. I thought that the paint would probably be too little and that I would want more space, more paint, and so it wouldn't necessarily be for me. But I mean, there's something so handy about it being small, bearing in mind that this is the big one, and I mean, I love the size. I do have, I think, the one that's half this size, which is like the pocket one. Well, not half, just smaller than this, which is like the pocket size. So I may try that one. I will try that one as well, but I think that this big one is probably a better size for me because I like having extra space. And yeah, it's got these are the paints that it's got inside. It took ages for my paints to dry, so, and I was very impatient, so I just shut it, which is why there's like paint all over it. What can you do? But that's been handy to carry. And then obviously this is my Roman Schmoll palette, which I've kind of talked through. And then I'd also got this I'd also got this like small cheap palette, which is like the smaller version of the ones that we normally see that are a bit bigger. And this one, this one, as you can see, same thing. So I ran out. This here used to be Daniel Smith's Nickel as a Yellow. Completely cleaned it out. Then the ultramarine blue, again cleaned it out. And that one, I put it, like, I filled it up, I finished it, and then Tom very kindly filled it up for me again, finished that again, and that's when I moved on to my next palette. And then this here is champagne taste. So I was using it's not Piemontite, isn't it? It's Piemontite, apparently, which looks wrong to me, but anyway, Piemontite Genuine by Daniel Smith. And I was also using Transparent Brownish and Daniel Smith's Quin Rose, which is PV19, which I prefer their PV19 to their PR122, which is the normal Quin Magentas. But in other brands, I prefer Quin Magenta. Does that make sense? So normally I would prefer to have a PR122 Quin Magenta as opposed to a PV19. The only exception is Daniel Smith, which again, I ran out of. And then I bought a tube and I filled it out again and like finished it and then filled it up again. And then I was like, I need a new palette. And so I moved on to my other one. So don't really know why I'm showing you these, but I guess it's the supplies that I used, and I hope that it's helpful to know, because it's interesting, right? I have a range of different supplies, but ultimately I was using the same four colors over and over, and then maybe I had like an extra two that I would use. So the cobalt sea blue I was using a lot for skies and the sea, you know. This is cobalt teal blue, which is again I was using for the same purpose. And then the other color that I started using and I couldn't stop, but then I had to remind myself is limited edition, is the Roman Schmor's November 2024. So I guess what I'm saying is that we can have all these supplies, but ultimately if you know that you have your favorites and you were to just get those 4 to 6 colors in like good quality paints, you'd be set. You'd be able to create all the paintings that you want. Sorry for the monologue. Yeah, I looked for dupes of this. They used to be sold in Germany, like as an art tin, but as soon as I discovered it was sold out and it never came back, so I wasn't able to. And then I know that like eyeshadow palettes could in theory be an option, and I looked and then I got tired, and I actually reached out to them, or did they reach out to me? We communicated and they sent me that for free, and then I also bought some from Rosemary & Co. But the other option, these are like, oh, do you want spoilers, by the way, for my members? If you want spoilers, feel free to say yes. If you don't want spoilers, then maybe mute me for a minute when I start giving the spoiler. But essentially the other option sometimes is just like making yourself or getting little dot cards, because then you have a little bit of paint instead of carrying the whole thing, you know, and then you can just carry these as like an addition to your actual normal palette and explore the different colors. So all these dot cards are the ones that I have made for my members. They usually have different themes that make sense to me, but I don't know if it's like spoilers. They make sense to me. I don't know if they make sense to you as my members, if you follow my chain of thought, but I feel like they make sense. So say for example, some of my favorites, this one was one of my favorites, which was the granulating recipes one. So it's based on the video where I was like, oh, like my formula for making nice granulating colors. I thought I would send out those colors so that you'd be able to experiment and make it as well. So although some of the colors are a bit random, they are colors that are excellent for making granulating colors. This was the Holbein set, so that was for a giveaway I did. This was the blues one, so this is one of the original ones that I did, where I basically put my favorite blues and I was like, that sounds legit. And then this was the Christmas one. So for Christmas I did 2. For some who'd been, so if, yeah, I did 2 versions basically, and if you'd been a member for longer than a month, then you got the version that had 24 dot cards. And I need to remember what brand this was. Oh, this was Shinhan PWC. And then I've also done Sennelier, because I realize I keep using them but I never really talk about them. Rosa Gallery, so I did some for the new ones. So sometimes I'll do it like brand specific, sometimes I'll do it color specific, and sometimes I will do it like project specific. And then for the spoilers, if you remember and you don't want to know, look away. Oh, then also before that I did the golden one. So I really like this one where I was comparing like different Quin Gold-esque colors. So a lot of them were like Daniel Smith's Quin Gold, Schminke's Quin Gold, Michael Harding's Quin Gold, Rosa's Quin Gold, Sennelier's Quin Gold, Holbein's Quin Gold, Jackson's Quin Gold, and then 2 Daniel Smith colours that I also like that have that kind of Quin Gold-esque vibe but aren't, and that's Rosy Aussie Red Gold, which is fantastic, and New Gamboge. And I sent this with paper as well. I was trying some handmade paper, so I was like, why not try it together? And then for the spoiler, look away if you don't want to know. Fly me to the moon. Okay, for the spoiler, this is the one that's coming out or has come out or is on your way. And I basically got the Mission Gold tourmaline colors. In my defense, so two points or things. One, for the Happy Mail, I aim to send 5 to 10 colors. That is the aim. Always under promising, over delivering, but that is the aim. 5 to 10 colors, which is why there's like different numbers. This one has 9, this one has 12, like, but because in July we are going to be oh, is it not working? You love the golden one, right? That was one of my favorites as well. Thank you, Nancy. But yeah, in July it's going to mark 3 years that I have been doing my membership. So instead of sending the 5 to 10 dot cards that I normally do, I am sending 34. Initially I thought 30 would make more sense, but why leave out 4 colors? It seems a bit wild. So I've sent out all 34 of the tourmaline colors, and I swatched them out first because initially I was like, oh, maybe I should just pick a few rather than just sending a crazy amount. But I swatched them out and I thought that they were really pretty. If I were to, oh good, I'm sure you missed all of that probably. I was just saying, the spoiler is back, yeah, that for this Happy Mail that is going out or has gone out, is on the way to you now, because it's going to be 3 years in July that I've been doing my art membership. Instead of sending the normal 5 to 10 colors, I decided to send the whole tourmaline Mission Gold colors, which is all 34, and a little art print as well, as a thank you for being a member, and a thank you for making it for 3 years, riding along for 3 years. So yeah, initially I was like, oh, I'll do 30 because that's like nice and makes sense. But to leave out 4, especially for those who like the complete collection, like it's different if you're doing like 12, but to be like, I've just left out 4 felt a bit mean, especially as they are like £9 per tube, which is ridiculous. And so I have sent out all of them, plus a little, let me see if I've got a little art print. I've sent out 4 different types of art prints, so everyone's kind of getting a different one, but this is one of the art prints of my landscapes. So that's the latest one that's going out, and these are the colors. I was thinking about making a video about it, but I know that plenty of videos have been made, so perhaps I'll make a really short one. I'll give you the synopsis, which is essentially that I like the colors. obviously. I don't understand the tourmaline two-tone aspect of them. To me, I feel like they look like pretty colors on their own. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily super granulating colors, but I feel like they're a nice collection of colors. Does that make sense? If someone was like, judge these as like super granulating colors, they probably wouldn't do that well. If someone was like, judge these as watercolors and whether you like the colors, A1. I think the colors are beautiful. If you were specifically looking for granulating colors, forest green, this bad boy here, fantastic. And what I love about this is that, look at the pigment information. I know I keep talking about this, and I don't think it's by force that people learn it, but I do think that it's helpful to know that with ultramarine and nickel azo yellow, which are the two colors that I keep running out of, you can make that beautiful color, which is probably why it's it's one of my favorites. And then jade green next to it is also quite nice, although that has a lot of pigments. And I also quite liked fog violet, not necessarily for the granulation, but just like, I haven't got a color like that, you know. I don't feel like I have many colors that look that way. And then aurora pink also has like a granulation about it, kind of reminds me of a darker version of Misty Morning. And then shadow blue is also really nice. And if you have the granulating recipes card, you'll remember that I included PBR33. I wonder, do you think they watched my video and were like, huh? No, I'm joking. But anyway, you can make a lot of these mixes and you can try them out yourself. I do think some of them did not dry very well. Can you see? Some of them, this one especially, cracked. But if you spray them with water and give them a bit of time before reactivating them, I think that they'll be very good. For the sake of completeness, I'm going to slowly pan so that you can see them. And if there's a color perhaps that you were interested in, you can, I don't know, screenshot it or make a note of it. Aurora red is also quite nice. It's kind of got like a maroon vibe to it. Rose magenta doesn't, yeah, I was gonna say doesn't really look like a full magenta to me, but okay. Fantasy violet, and then we go down. Wave turquoise, beautiful. Shadow blue, yeah, but you see what I mean? Like, they're pretty colors, but I don't know what the tourmaline thing is about or what it's supposed to do. No, I haven't seen PBK27 either, but there is a color at the end that is just PBK27. So basically, yeah, that's what I was contemplating about making a video, because I was like, I didn't want to make a swatching video. Like, I'm not making a swatching video, but what I could do is be like, these are the colors and this is my impression and these are my favorites. Sorry, I know it's not focusing. Hold on, let me pull back. But yeah, look at that fog violet. I can't really think of a color that looks like that I have. Like a greyy, yeah, I don't know, it feels like a quite unique color. And then oxide turquoise is the one that cracked. Don't know why. Jade green, really interesting, completely different from the Rosa Gallery jade green, which I only mention not because jade green is an actual color, but just so that you know it's not an actual color and get the two thinking that they're going to be similar. But yeah, forest green, really like. I think the greens are, I like the colors, I can't lie. So I couldn't pick, and I was like, I'll just send all of them. PV29, Pyroline Violet. Okay, I'll see. I don't know if I have it. Congratulations, Hannah, that's awesome. I had no idea. Uh-oh, did I leave out? Oh yeah, this is mine brown, by the way. I ran out of space. So this is mine brown, this is bark brown, this is, you know. I didn't space it out properly. And happy birthday, Sonia. Yeah, forest green is definitely my favorite. So I'm trying to do it slowly and steadily, believe it or not, so that you don't get motion sick, but you still get to see the colors. and you can see what I mean. And then this is PBK 27 PW6, and this is just PBK 27 on its own, which is a very low tint. I know it says black, but I just found it to be a very low tinting grey. But apparently that's what's in quite a lot of the other mixes that we're seeing. So maybe it's just the granulation aspect that's quite, you know. Can you see? I have two PBK 11s which granulate quite a lot. The Turner version, I found it to be cooler, so more blue leaning, and the Schminke version, I found it to be warmer, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I would definitely say double check my granulating video if you're interested, because I compare the two there. But I think I preferred the Turner version, which to me must means that it is cooler, because I tend to prefer cooler colours. Yeah, I know, I'm saying it in advance, Sonia. Oh, happy birthday in advance. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep... This tripod is way too close to me, but to rearrange this would just take too long. Oh, I love it. I'm just checking. Oh, I missed No Name Painter. Welcome. How did I miss you in your number 3? I'm so sorry. That must mean you've been commenting a lot and I've just missed a lot of the comments. My bad. If I have missed anything, please feel free to just say it again. It's hard to multitask, you know? Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Sonia. Yeah, I was thinking, if memory served, I did remember that I preferred the Turner, and I tend to prefer cool colours, cool dark colours, which gives me the impression. I'm just seeing if I have it to hand, easily accessible. You know, sometimes my memory like creeps me out, because things that I want, like, I just feel like I remember the most random of things. Like, I don't know why I would remember where I've put this black, but I don't think I have the Schminke one to hand. I just have the Turner one. Do I have a scrap piece of paper? Boy, this scrap is 100% cotton. Oh, how times have changed. Oh, you've done one. Perfect. So if anyone wants to see a comparison between PBK 27 and PBK 11, which is Mars Black, then head over to Sonia's YouTube channel. To see it, but whoops. Just making this darker so that we can see. But I feel like, yeah, it's more, I don't know, Sonia, if again, because it's quote unquote the tourmaline color, if this is representative of what PBK 27 normally is like a low tinting grayish black that granulates. But I definitely feel like the Mars Black is more tinting and more granulating, and depending on which brand you get will determine how cool or warm it is. So this is the Turner. Oh, it's a little girl. Watercolor walling. Now let's let me see, will I actually get any painting done? Hard to say. That's the thing with these live streams, because I was like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but really and truly, once we all get here, who knows what we're gonna do, you know? The pure PBK 27 is much darker. Okay, that's good to know. And I'd say definitely check out Sonia's comparison, because then you'll get a good idea about how they normally behave. What's the normal PBK 27 called? You see, when I swatch for myself, I do a lot less research. No, what I just swatched was Turner's PBK 11, Turner's Mars Black. What I just swatched and then put stuff on top of. So shall we do something? This is from my trip in Italy. Remember how I said, like, on the last night, we basically did this thing where we would draw for a minute, pass it on, paint for a minute, pass it on, paint for a minute, pass it on, and we did that super quick. And then as people were watching, we'd be like, join in. So it literally just became like a long endless chain of people just quickly passing along their sketchbooks. This was part of that, basically. Somewhere, like, we needed more paper, so we kept just adding sketchbooks, and I added this one, and it was lovely. Oh, PB27 is iron, cobalt, chromite black. Yeah. Where did I put my clips? No clue. It's fine. So nobody but Magello has it, cobalt black. So I forgot to mention I've linked it down below, but essentially I've created a number of reference packs throughout the years, from my time in Malta, in Venice, in Kew Gardens, and one of them is from my time in Bologna. So if you are one of my members, you can download them, or the Bologna one, for free, and in it I have loads and loads of pictures. I think the Bologna one is one of the biggest ones I've done. Is it? I don't know. I'd have to check. I think it's one of the biggest ones I've done. And you can download it for free if you're a member. And I was really trying, when creating it, I was really trying to take pictures that I thought would make good or interesting paintings. Even if you use like your artistic license to change certain aspects of it, I just thought that they were cool. And I had mentioned in a video that I feel like when I go on holiday, I have rose tinted glasses on, so everything looks spectacular. Like, I have pictures of bins, of street corners, of bikes, of just the most random things. But I do think that they're cool. When I then come back and I look through it, I'm like, I didn't include everything in the reference guide, but I did. But the things that, even with the rose tinted glasses off, I thought would make a good painting, I have included them in the I keep saying pigments, but in the reference guide, and I've linked that down below in the description, as well as my membership, because this video is sponsored by no other than me, myself, and I, and all my members. So if you would like to support this channel, me, if you'd like to get access to Zoom sessions and exclusive videos, the reference guides, the just even like the pigment guides that I've made, the art challenges that I've created, the doses of inspiration, and all the replays, like I have put a lot of work inside it, then please feel free to join my membership, which I have linked down below in the description. And I've added other links as well. I've basically tried to meet people where they're at, and also create different things that I'm interested in that may cater to different people. So if you want a newsletter, I've created a Substack. If you want just exclusive videos, I've created a Patreon. And if you want the full thing, including a wonderful community and the art challenges and the Zoom sessions and the live streams, everything, then you can join my main membership. Okay. There's the this video is sponsored by spiel done. I'm just gonna start doing it because really and truly this video is sponsored by us as opposed to sponsored by no one. Somebody's got to keep the lights on. That's a very good question, Carol. How many members do I have? I'd need to double check. I think it's wild because it's been going on for 3 years. Which is incredible, especially like when I stop and I think about how long it took me to start it, because I was like, you know, imposter syndrome. I was like, oh, welcome, Nick Orange. I saw your comment. I saw you say like, oh, I think you thought I wouldn't see it, but I did see it. You gave a great suggestion for an art challenge. But yeah, it took me a really long time to start the membership because it just did. I really wanted it to be good, and I procrastinated about it a lot, and then I spoke to my sister, I spoke to Creating QR, I spoke to Sarah Burns, and they all gave me the encouragement that I needed to actually start it, and I couldn't have imagined that it would still be going strong 3 years in. So I'm really grateful for all of you. I really, really am. Oh, hey Shelley. Shall we actually, before I was gonna draw this, but before we do that, shall we look at these colors? I mean, this is so cute. I wasn't gonna get this initially, you know. I honestly just wanted the empty ones because I wasn't too sure whether the colors would be for me, and I was like, it's fine, I have enough watercolors. So I'd be curious to see, because then some people have told me like the color selection is actually really good. So I want to see, and we can do that together before we paint. Shall we? Yeah, Discord has 86 members. It's wild. It's it's incredible. 3 years strong. But yeah, I don't know, like I don't know what we should do to celebrate. I don't know I don't know what we should do to celebrate. Obviously sending out the 34 colors was part of the celebration, but it'd be nice to do something with everyone, not just a Happy Mail tier. And the Happy Mail tier is full at the moment. It tends to be, it's so funny. It tends to be full like almost always, which is, I mean, it's fantastic, but I honestly thought, I didn't realize that it would be so popular. I thought it would be something, I don't know. It was something that I wanted, basically. But yeah, definitely want to do something to celebrate. Yeah, the tin is adorable. So initially I wasn't going to get the ones with the colors. I just wanted the empty tins themselves. And if I'm being truly honest, the main one that I wanted is the gold tin, which I have. Yeah, Nick, I found it so funny. I read all, like every comment, I read it. It takes me a while to reply. I wish that I could literally see it and reply straight away, but a lot of the time I'm like, oh, I wonder what I should reply. Oh, I wonder if this, or people ask questions and I go and research it, and then, you know, life takes over. So it does take me a while to reply, and I've just fallen behind. So I don't know if I'll ever catch up, but I read every single one. unless YouTube has blocked it. Which it doesn't tend to do. And even then, to be honest, sometimes if I can find it, I will get it. So, sorry, I didn't say what colours there are. So the first one is Nickel Azo Gold, which is the new Roman Schmall colour. It's PY150 and PR102. It is 8 out of 8 light fastness. It is staining because of that PY150. It is apparently non-granulating. We'll see how that goes, because I think it will granulate. And it is transparent, which would be great, because actually the reason that I love Nickel Azo Yellow by itself, PY150 by itself, is for glazing. I've started glazing so much. Like, I just love putting that ray of sunshine over my paintings. Then the second color is Aquarius Orange, which doesn't have a pigment name as of yet. It's 8 out of 8 light fastness. It's medium staining, medium granulating, and semi-transparent. No, Jackson's is not selling these yet. I may ask. I don't know. I keep saying that as if I have any form of authority. Just keep asking and seeing. They still don't have the essential set yet, and that was months ago. This color here is Quinn Red, PV19, 8 out of 8 light fastness, staining, non-granulating, and transparent. Are they all okay? They're all no. We have Cobalt Sea Blue. I was gonna say, are they all transparent or semi-transparent? I think in my little painting blitz that I went through of just painting and using up paint and finishing, I finished my sketchbook in my escapades and went halfway through another one. So in doing all that, I realized that I like transparent colors. Who knew? Then this is French Ultramarine that I'm going to do next. You got the apricot one. Yeah, I couldn't really decide. I was like, okay, the gold I know I want. I kind of then thought the pink was very cute, and then the apricot. So the blue, in part, I think I maybe got for the sake of completeness, but it is actually quite cute. This is French Ultramarine, PB29. It's 8 out of 8 light fastness. It is staining, which is interesting. Ultramarine normally isn't. And it is granulating, which is good and normal, and semi-transparent, which again is good and normal. And I'm adding lots of water because I think it will / should granulate. Yeah, the brand is Roman Schmall. It's the, maybe if I keep this less aesthetic one closed. This well-used, well-loved one closed, and then you can see. So this is the gold version. That's the one that I really wanted. And then this is the one that I got. I mean, it is cute. It's not as glaring as the gold one. A watercolorist has made it to number 1. Yeah. It's so, honestly, it's so funny to think back to those times, because I remember there weren't really videos talking about it, and I was still relatively new to watercolor. And I've said this so many times. I remember it was on sale on Jackson's, and I didn't buy it because I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cheap. Like, you know, I'd already bought like really cheap watercolors and I didn't like them. And so I didn't want to make the same mistake again. And I was like, well, all the other paints are like £5 for, not £5, maybe £6-7 for a full pound, and this one is £2.70, so I'm not going to get it. And then it was on sale again a few weeks later, and I was like, well, you know what, as much as like they're cheap, they are in line with my budget, so So let me buy them. And then I bought them and they were so good because I'd had a set of, I need to go back to double check my very first video to know like roughly when I got it, but I think that I had a set of Cotman and I had a set of Daniel Smith watercolors, but then I wasn't using the Daniel Smith watercolors as much because they were expensive. I know, and I liked the Cotman more than what I was using before, but I wanted something that was better. So when I used it, I was like, oh my gosh, these are like really good watercolors, but they're affordable. And so the video started, and now I think I have over 20 videos talking about Roman Schmoll and swatching them out and tried and true. And it's funny because when I was making those videos, I didn't really think that my channel, I didn't think about, like, I was just making them because that's how I felt, right? I didn't really think about, oh, people would watch my channel and take my recommendations and stuff. And then as my channel grew, people started being like, I bought Roman Schmoll because of you. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if it made me conscious of the fact that, you know, words have power and I can't just be saying things willy-nilly because people will listen. So, they'd say like, I bought Roman Schmoll because of you, and I'd like hold my breath and I'd be like, but I love them, but will they love them? And thankfully everyone who's come back and said that to me has said that they loved it and they were grateful for the recommendation. But I was really like, oh my gosh, this is too much pressure. I feel like I'm missing some of the, yeah. Isabel, I know someone else said that. What's the difference between French ultramarine and regular ultramarine? So French ultramarine is usually, so they're made with the same, and anyone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but they're made with the same pigment, which is PB29. French ultramarine tends to granulate more and it tends to be a bit warmer, so a bit more purple leaning, I believe, because the granules are, like, the pigments themselves are bigger, so it granulates more and it's warmer. Oh, I hope that you can hear or see me. My phone seems to be struggling. Whereas normal ultramarine tends to still granulate, but it tends to be a bit cooler, so a little bit more on the green / sky leaning color. I mean, the difference is subtle. I think it's more obvious when you look at them side by side, not that you will look at one and it will look turquoise and the other one will look purple. I think it's more so on whether you like the granulation and whether you want this that looks a bit more purple or this that looks a little bit more green. So this is French ultramarine, which should in theory granulate more than it's currently granulating, but you can manipulate anything. I hope that makes sense. This color here is Cobalt Sea Blue, which is PB28. It is 8 out of 8 light fastness, medium staining, granulating, and semi-opaque. Then this next beauty is Autumn Green. Okay, so I know that I was like skeptical about the colors, which is why I don't need to get the colors. I don't know why, because like really and truly, you know, if you remember the first monologue that I had at the start of this live stream, and I was talking about the colors that I used and the supplies that I took with me, I mean, it was like a color that looked like this, a color that looked like this color, and this color. So right now we have 6 colors swatched, and 4 of them are the ones that I was using and kept finishing. So I don't know why I didn't think that that I would like it as much. I don't know. I think maybe the orange, because I don't tend to use orange very much. / I don't have an orange at all. And I think that really and truly between Quin Red and Quin Magenta, I much prefer Quin Magenta, which is like an actual pink as opposed to already a pinky red. Then this, so that's Autumn Green, which is beautiful. It's one to watch as it granulates. And it is actually one that I had. Do I have it in this palette? I think I do. Oh no, I have Hooker's Green in this palette. Do I? Yeah, I have Hooker's Green in this palette. And so it's PG26, PY150, and PR122. It's 8 out of 8 light fastness, which means it should never fade. It's medium staining, which means that if you let it dry and then use a wet brush to try and lift it up, some of the color will still remain on the paper, whereas if it's not staining, the paper goes close to white, if not white. And then it's granulating, which means that we'll see like the different textures, and it is semi-transparent. Then this color here is Shadow Violet, which is another one that I really like, and another one that looks fantastic when it is dry. I mean, it looks really nice wet too, but it changes. And I was thinking of my main palette. I have so many palettes that I've like taken a pan out of and whatever. I just keep going through seasons of liking one palette over another. So right now I'm using this, but before that there was another one. Love Autumn Green, yeah. Assistant Royal. It's so funny that it's just bouncing between you guys. So Shadow Violet, there's also Shadow Violet Light, and there's also Shabish Grey. They're all quite beautiful and quite similar, in my humble opinion. Do I have a swatch card with them near each other? I do not. This is Shadow Violet. No, I don't. That's Shadow Violet. So Shadow Violet is PG50, PB29, and PB19. It is 8 out of 8 light fastness. It is staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. And it is just, I think it's so nice, and I think it's a better option. It has more character than a Payne's Grey. To me, it's like a purple leaning Payne's Grey. And then last but not least, we have Burnt Sienna Brownish, which is PBR7. It is 8 out of 8 light fastness, medium staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. Pretty. Okay, so I do think that I judged this a bit too harshly when I was like, I don't like the colours, because because if you were to compare them side by side with the colours that I was using, you'd see that they're actually quite similar. I think the only key, well, I'm curious, let me know, what colours would you add? Because in theory, apparently it has space for 4 more. I didn't realise how many could fit when I got mine, so I squeezed, like I expanded mine, like, so mine actually can fit 5 across, because I didn't know it was supposed to only fit 4. So let's say 4 colours. Which 4 colours would you add to this to complete it? For me, I feel like I'd need a Quin Magenta colour, like an actual pinky colour. But I'm curious to know your suggestions, especially as this is a urban sketching palette. Ooh, Dawn, what did I miss? You're surprised that they call it semi-transparent. Darwin, the shade. The fight for the top is actually funny, but can you see the whole? Yeah, I can see everyone's, like, you know, there's 22 people on the leaderboard. Oh, you'd add a middle yellow, a middle red, an earth red, and a burnt umber. That's a good shout. I feel like a middle yellow. I would add a middle yellow. I'd add a magenta. And maybe if I look and see what colour I have that is missing, that'd I feel like the colours that I added were Italy inspired though, so they were a bit for the banter. But I feel like, look, I have these three pretty much. Like this is Hooker's green instead of autumn green, but I have these three. I have the benzimidazole brown version. I prefer benzimidazole brown to burnt sienna. I mean, that brown is just so nice and rich. I can do like a swatch here so that you can see. So this is like benzimidazole brown, and you can see it's like warmer and brighter, but still it made some really nice, you know, grey mixes. That's the whole point of the browns for me, kind of make nice greys. What else? I ran out on here. You can see I've run out of the others. I did have like Paro Rubin, which would have been cerulean. You know what? I don't use cerulean much. I don't have an opposition to it, but if you look at my palettes, I haven't actually got a cerulean, and I don't know why. Nor a cobalt blue. But maybe that's one to add, because I know that it's a very popular one for people's like palettes. But yeah, if you look, I don't know why I never have it. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't add buff titanium. Michelle, the leaderboard. Yeah, I agree. I would have preferred a PR122, which is like this. This is which I know like sounds contradictory. If you see, you know, Romish Moore, they have a travel palette and they have an urban sketching palette, and then this is for urban sketching, but what do they call it? They call it the watercolor palette or watercolor set for urban sketches, but there's also like an urban sketching watercolor kit that they made, and in that they had Quin Magenta. And I remember when I swatched it, sorry, you can see my magenta's a bit contaminated, but I remember when I swatched it, I was a bit confused. I was like, why are we adding magenta? But it's just such a nice color, and it is one that I could make oranges by adding my warm yellow to it. I could use it for lovely pinks. So yeah, I would have probably preferred that. And then I have like, this is Daniel Smith. So although my buff titanium is very, very much contaminated, as you can, it's got like a yellowy undertone to it, and that's because more times than not I do mix it with yellow. This is the Daniel Smith version, but just bear in mind that it's not normally as yellow as you're seeing it here. That's just me having a messy palette. But then the other thing, I mean, like, I hope that you can see it. It hasn't even fully dried, but if you look at the autumn green, can you see that? I love greens that just do all the work for you, because you can see that that's like just granulated on its own, and you can see bits of yellow and bits of blue, and then obviously the green. Oh, the other color, the color that I was using here, the Daniel Smith version, I've been using the manganese blue. I'll put it here. I mean, I think I prefer the cobalt sea blue. I just wish that the manganese blue was I just wish that the cobalt sea blue was transparent. But I've been using like these two interchangeably to do my skies, and adding a bit of magenta to it as well. Gothite, I don't have that to hand. I have it, but I don't have. Do I? Or am I getting it mixed up? As in, like, do I have it to hand is the question, not do I have it. No. No is the answer. Derwood, justice for PY43. Oh my gosh. PY43 made like for me personally, I don't know why. I really tried. It just made the ugliest grey. Like I couldn't mix it with anything. It was opaque and it was making really muddy green-y colours that I just didn't like. But I like it on its own. Oh. Mixing buff titanium and goethite. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. For a little bit of extra depth. Oh my, I didn't realise it was that popular. Are we talking about Daniel Smith or is this a Rona Small colour? Do I have it? Is it a stick? No, maybe I think I'm getting it mixed up with hematite. No, that's Piemontite. What am I getting it mixed up with? This is Quinn Gold. Lunar Black, Moon Glow, Piemontite. Hematite. I think I'm getting it mixed up with hematite. It's a Daniel Smith colour. I don't think I have it. Then I have it in Roma Schmall. Okay. It's wild that I need Derwood to let me know what colours I have and do not have. Look what I tried to do to be more organised, but I haven't actually done it as of yet. Maybe that'll be a live stream that we do where I'll actually get to swatch out all my colours because I need to make a key for this bad boy. Although I don't know if I wrote out all of them for all 3 palettes. Where is my... I don't know why I separated them. Okay, so that's my blues palette. This feels heavy. This is my yellows palette. Where is my earth palette? Okay, this is my earth palette. Isn't it brownish? I don't know why I thought that I would be able to figure it out without my key, but I cannot. Let me get my key. Okay, here we are. Goethite. It is this one. This is going to take some time to reactivate, isn't it? Welcome to... I feel like I am both organised and completely disorganised because on one hand, who would have such a system? On the other, I do find things. But yeah, I don't feel like this is picking up. Is it usually quite low tinting? Hold on, let me get... Just need to get a brush that has a bit of oomph to it, you know? I'll add more water so that we can see the granulation. Am I missing? What am I missing in the chat? Dawn, I love it. Yeah, it's on the top row. I love it. You didn't lose, Dawn. It's first row. Last on the first row. There we go. As you can tell, when it comes to earth colours, my knowledge is not up to par. It's interesting because I feel like I keep going through like random phases. So obviously when I started painting, I hated granulation. Now I like granulation, and I wonder if I'll go through a phase where I just absolutely love earth colours. Is the colour, does this look like an accurate colour? I wanted to see if it'll give it time to dry. But it does feel like it's picked up quite a lot of paint. These are the other earth colours. So on here, this is the label. But yeah, there's so many. Hey! Drop it in wet. Okay. I'll put that to the side and let it dry. Put this to the side. But yeah, I still want to do, maybe I'll do it as a video, but maybe I've been talking a lot, but I'm like, I haven't even been talking that much and my throat hurts. Can you imagine like doing the full, I mean, I've been promising for a while, but the full, all the Roman Schmall watercolor swatching. Oh. The Roman Schmall goethite doesn't have any pigment. It's PBR-NA. Oh, did I drop? Yeah. I think it will, like, it is starting to granulate. I think once it's dry, we'll see it for its true beauty. But for now, let me just label these, because I always think that I'll remember, and then afterwards, it's a struggle. So nickel, azo, gold, which is PY 150 and PR 102, then Aquarius orange, Quin red, French ultramarine, PB29. This is cobalt sea blue, autumn green. This is PB28. Got my hand wet. Autumn green, shadow violet. Oh, I feel like this had quite a drying shift, no? Did it get a lot darker, or is it me? Maybe it's me. I'll look back. Burnt sienna brownish. Like, this to me almost looks like a burnt umber. Burnt sienna brownish. And it is PBR7. Then this is Daniel Smith's Manganese Blue. Hue. And Daniel Smith's Buff Titanium. I'll put plus a bit of yellow because I feel like it's definitely contaminated. And then this is Roma Schmall's Magenta. And wow, just keep getting my hand in it. Roma Schmall's Benzimidazole Brown. And then Roma Schmall's Goethite. You guys still fighting for first place? Who's first now? First isn't commenting. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, it was. There is another resource that we found, Dawn. I don't know if Sonia or Durwood knows the name, like Artist Pigments. That's also very good. It's not quite the same, but it has a lot of information, and the thing that I love is that it lets you make, like, it lets you add colors to like your personal list, so that you can basically have a list of all the colors that you have if you wish. Why is that? What is that? Is here. ASMR. Yeah, Artist Pigments. Sorry. Yeah, it's really good. Lots of pigment information on a lot of different colors, and then you can also make your own personal list and build your collection and see what pigments you have. And then it's also good because it can do like comparisons to like, oh, there's this color in this brand and so on and so forth. Really good. Really good. What was I want to turn the page, but it's still wet. And I am not turning my heat gun on in this heat. Yeah. I think it's even better than handprint, dare I say. You're welcome, Dawn. I love it. If nothing, yeah. If nothing else, we are a treasure trove of information. First went for ice cream. Oh yeah, but she's still first. At the moment, hold on, let me refresh and see. Let me just make sure that I mute. I'm kind of curious because I can't see it without going onto YouTube. So first place at the moment is, we will paint, I promise, is Terry is first, followed by Sonia, followed by Durwood, followed by a watercolorist, although you all have the same points. So who knows? Oh, maybe that's why I keep getting them confused. Almost there. Just need this to dry. I just want to leave the rest of this page to do swatches with this set later, if that makes sense, like different color combos. See if I would definitely need a pink, or if I could get away with the Quin red, although I do think that I would definitely need a pink. And then I do think it would be helpful to have a like cool or normal middle leaning yellow. I do also think that what I found is I kept running out of PY150, which is nickel as a yellow, but actually I preferred the Roman Schmall version because it is cooler, shocker, than the Daniel Smith version, although the Daniel Smith version was the one that I kept running through. Does that make sense? I don't know, I love the two, I can't pick. Why? Oh gosh, I didn't write the names of these paints. I don't know why I do this. Maybe we could do it as a game. Guess the color. Why would I? Indigo greenish. Why would I have not labeled this? No. Yeah, let me do it here. Feel free to guess the color. Once I know, I'll maybe post it on the community post and be like if we don't confirm. Oh, I know what this is. I know what it is. Now I'm just watching it in case you want to play the game and guess what the color is. I'll give you a hint that it's a Roman Schmall color. Any guesses? Nick, I don't use the, nope, not Aquarius green. Oh, I said that with such confidence, but am I? Yeah, no, I'm sure. Where's my Aquarius green? I'm sure it's not. Am I? I'm sure. No, I'm questioning myself. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I don't use it much, to be honest. I use every so often I finish one earth color, I pick an earth color from there and add it to the rest of my palette. That's pretty much it. Yes, you're correct, Journaling Broom. It is forest green. It's a really interesting color. I'll leave it to dry on the side, and then I can't believe this is still wet. Nope, forest green. Where's only I had, where's my Aquarius green? I could swatch it. Where are you? Where did I put you? Are you? Nope, that's autumn. Oh yes. Aquarius. Aquarius green. I'll swatch them next to each other. So Aquarius green is a lot more like olivey. Yeah, it does get more dark. I'll do like mass tone at the top. Ah. Running out of surfaces. Wild. So the top one, Aquarius green. This one, forest green. And for the sake of completion, for the special greens, I'll do autumn green at the top. Maybe I'll start doing that like as a community post, you know, game. I'll just post the color. Feel free to guess. I don't know if that's a game only I would enjoy. Okay, so I'll label them as well. On the side here. So forest, green, Aquarius, green, and autumn, green. Now they are all granulating colors and they do change as they dry, so I mean I'm happy to show you them now as they're wet, but I will show you them again once they're dry so that you can get a good idea. This has dried already. That's the forest green. This is drying, Aquarius green. And this is probably the most dramatic of them all, autumn green. You'll enjoy that game too. Okay, good, Sonia. It's not just me. Serpentine, genuine undersea green. Maybe like undersea green. Like maybe they are somewhat. I don't think I have that to hand. What is this? This is serpentine genuine. But serpentine genuine is different from them, I feel. Where's my undersea green? I'm surprised I don't have a stick of undersea green. I say I'm surprised because it has PO48 inside it, so it's one of the colours that I wanted to get before PO48, you know, disappears. Maybe once this... Oh, do I have another scrap piece of paper? I do. I was swatching out the dark set. The Neo Colour 2s. So this is Daniel Smith's Serpentine Genuine. Which does granulate, but I find it has, I don't know if the way to describe it is like coarser granulation. Like very, like the brown very clearly separates from the other colours. It's pretty though. But yeah, another one that granulates, so another one worth waiting to see as it dries. And then I don't know where my undersea green is. Like in my head, I'm thinking if I was undersea green, as in like I don't want to get out my whole stash, it must be... If I was undersea green, where would I be? Oh, sorry, I hope I'm not flashing you guys. I'm not. I'm wearing a belly top. That's what I mean. I've got trousers on. Okay. Get the chunky collection. I just didn't want to open it because, you know. Okay, undersea green. let me undo this. And then what after this, I'm just literally waiting for this corner bit to dry, and then I can turn the page and we can paint. Okay, undersea green. I really like this color. Do I need to put more down? Hold on. That's the thing about getting it from the tube like this. Have I done a greens? Have I done a greens dot card for the Happy Melt here? I don't. Maybe I have. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Terry. my organization system. If I were this color, where would I be? Okay, so this top one, Serpentine Genuine, and this bottom one, Undersea Green. So maybe I don't think the pigments are the same, but okay, maybe I did that before your time. Yeah, I know Daniel Smith said that, which brings me some level of comfort, but then I also feel like, you know, supply, demand, like in 15 years time, or say in 10 years time, when they are the only ones with it, how much is it gonna cost? So that's why I'm like, I just like to have enough to know that I have enough, you know. Oh, Cascade Green. Okay, after this we swatch. Although Cascade Green is different to them because it like leans a lot more blue, I feel. Not blue. Yeah, blue. Yeah, blue. I don't feel like I have that much Cascade Green left. Yeah, like I only have a small tube of it. Oh no. I'll do a tiny swatch. Come on. There's nothing coming out. So I'm just looking for my Wrangler, which was here, but you know when you're like, oh, I've put it right at the back. You know when you're like, oh, I'm going to tidy things up. I mean, I really need to tidy up my studio. I was watching like a decluttering art studio with the clutter bug earlier. And I could so resonate with that because it's like I've got so much stuff in the most random of places that although I know where everything is, I feel like I need more space to be able to create. So this is a toothpaste squeezer. If you look for the paint tube squeezer, it's like £50. If you look for a toothpaste squeezer, it was like £8 when I bought it, maybe 10 now. So, you know, there you go. Look at that. I squeezed as hard as I could and there was hardly anything. But with this, we have a tiny bit more. Don't want it all to come out. Come on. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. I was overzealous. Okay. I'm trying to get trying to get it back into the tube. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And so this is Cascade Green that we just fought for. Maybe I didn't wanna. Maybe I should just give up on my dream to turn the page. Here you go. This is Cascade Green. It must have phthalo inside it, no? I'll double check in a second, because a little goes a long way, as you're seeing. I mean, it is really pretty. But yeah, do you see what I mean by, like, to me it looks more blue than green? Like, it is greeny, but okay. So that's Cascade Green, which has the pigments. Where did I throw it? Did I throw it back in here? Oh no, I threw it here. So it has PB15 phthalo blue. There we go. So PBR7 and PB15 phthalo blue and either burnt sienna or burnt umber. Oh, thank you, Dawed. And then it is, but like very, very pretty. And then what I have here is Christmas Tree Green. I can't smell the mint. Or maybe I can. Not that we should be encouraged to smell paint, but that was the good thing about this, right? That it smelled like Christmas trees. So it is PBR7 and PB15 as well, but with the Christmas tree smell. I see less of the blue coming through than I do with Cascade Green. There we go. So I'm putting these away, including my Wrangler. This is my storage system now that you will have seen in my studio tour of just, then I can see what colors I have inside and also extend their shelf life by reducing their exposure to air. I still have my Meaden drawers, but not for my big tubes or the collections where I have the big tubes. Okay, so let me label these. Daniel Smith's Cascade Green and Daniel Smith's, oh, don't get my hand, Daniel Smith Christmas Tree. I remember I sent this out in a dot card, but I don't remember if I did it around Christmas and thus there were other colours that I sent, or if I did it for a greens. I did do a greens palette, but I think it was a Happy Mail for everybody. So do we believe this will dry? Oh, it's almost fair. I haven't used jadeite. Nothing against it, I just haven't done it. I'm actually wondering, I will maybe cut off the turner later and like sellotape this in like as a flap, so because it's helpful to have the swatches. No, I don't want to like just get rid of them and lose them. You're welcome, No Name Painter. I'm glad that it was helpful. They do feel like somewhat, you know, so I can label them so that we can see. Daniel Smith's Undersea Green, Daniel Smith Serpentine Genuine, and Daniel Smith's Cascade Green. Now all of this started because someone said, are they similar to, is this the Daniel Smith version of the Roman Schmall version of the Roman Schmall version of the Daniel Smith version? Up to you. So Serpentine Genuine, maybe if I hold this up like this. Do you see what I mean by, like, to me it looks like green with specks of brown, so it looks quite different to the others. Undersea Green is really nice. It's got like that olivey vibe to it. I guess if we were comparing them, sorry, this is still wet, that's why I'm holding it all funny. If we were comparing them, maybe there's some similarity between these two, but I feel like this has brown and this has yellow coming through instead. And then these two are like the olivey versions. But again, this one maybe has more blue coming through and this one less so. And then forest, I don't know, maybe you think this one looks more like forest. Don't know, what do you think? Funny, I've never compared them side by side before. Does forest green have red? I haven't tried their granulating colours. Dawn, what's your fault? Yeah. Undersea Green and Autumn Green. Yeah, they are beautiful. It's so interesting because there are like specks of red in forest green as well. Initially I thought that maybe my brush was contaminated, but I haven't got any red that I would have contaminated with, and you can see it in the middle here as well, there's red. But yeah. Sorry guys. I could have sped up the process of turning the page by, you know, using the heat up. I just can't do it. Like, it's taken a whole day to cool down. Initially I was like holding this onto my neck to just try and cool down. Out here wearing a belly top and whatnot. So I have got the reference photo though, just in case anyone wants to start doing the sketch. I'm just putting it in front of my fan for a second. Dawn. It's funny because my mum was in Texas and she's like, it's so much better there because at least, sorry, I know I've got this far from me, it's just because I was drinking. But yeah, she was like, it's so much better in Texas because there's AC. So, you know, you're actually cool at home and you're cool in the stores and whatnot. Whereas here, we're just slumming it with a single fan. There's just the tiniest bit. And then I can turn the page I've put up quite a few references here, but as I say, if you want the full collection and you're a member, then be sure to download it. The other thing that I do, I mean, it initially started because someone just took the mic on the membership, but I don't think, but anyway, I do, with the doses of inspiration and some of the resources, I leave them free for the month that they are released, so that if you are a member during that month, you can access it for free, like as a thank you for being a member. And then if you join afterwards, then I think some of them are like £1 to £3 instead, so it's not free, but it's still low and you still have access to it, whereas if you're not a member, you can't get it at all. So if you are a member and there's ever anything that you want that has been released that month, just download it. You then get lifetime access to it because you can, like, you have the PDF, and you can use it. I know, popular, I'm gonna be popular, I'll teach you what shoes to wear. It's just ridiculous. it's just ridiculous. That's why I wasn't gonna do this. One, my phone wouldn't charge because it's too hot, and then two, I was like, I just can't handle being in these lights, which is why. But anyway, I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that you're all here. Okay, we can turn the page. Finally. So I'll do a pencil sketch. And I think it will be nice to use this, this urban sketching palette, put it through the paces, see if there's any clear colours that we would like to add. Just going to make the reference photo bigger. In case you're wondering, this is my jelly plate, right? And what I've been doing with acrylic, gouache, watercolour, more so acrylic and gouache, is that instead of putting it in a palette, well, especially acrylic, instead of putting it in a palette where, once it's dry, that's it, you can't use it, I put it on my jelly plate, and then at some point when it's all covered, I'm just going to do a pull of like the different colours that are here, and I feel like it's a better way of using the acrylics once they're no longer usable than just abandoning it. I hope it will work. I'll let you know. Whoa, 45 degrees. Where? That's a lot worse than here. Here can't, But also, I feel like my studio is like it feels like a greenhouse. You know what I mean? So it's trapping heat. Great in winter, not so much so in summer. Okay, so let's do a quick sketch. Trying to think about where the main point. So the main thing that I'm interested in, as no surprise, is like or maybe it is a surprise, is the like pretty dome. I don't think you can see it unless I draw it. Like my mouse won't show. But this pretty dome in the distance was the focal point for me. And that's why it kind of felt like a painting, because it kind of felt like everything that's kind of in the foreground is a bit darker, and then the light and the eyes are leading you to the dome in the back. So hopefully I will be able to paint that. That's the funny thing with doing live streams, we're all on a journey together. Don't know how it's gonna turn out. We don't know until the end. But regardless, we'll have fun. So looking at this, I can see that my dome is not big enough. Making it slightly bigger. But then also I don't want to make it massive because then there won't be space for everything else. Not that I want to have a lot around. It's not humid. Or maybe it is humid. No, it's not humid. It doesn't feel like... It just feels like I'm in a... It doesn't feel like I'm in a sauna. It feels like I'm in an oven. I don't know if my descriptors are making sense. Like, it's just hot. So, like, I think it's even hotter than outside. So tomorrow, I may just have to go out somewhere. Like, Google places in London with AC and just go and chill there. I can't wait for the sun. You know, like usually when it's like this, at some point there will be a thunderstorm. That's what I'm looking forward to. Bye, Dawn. Yeah, I understand. It is quite late to be starting a painting. But you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. And I don't know, we'll see if I finish it. I mean, I think even if it is quote unquote unfinished, that's how it will be. Because I really don't like going back to paintings. I don't know why. It's just how I feel. So, because I'm going to paint over, like I'm going to watercolor over it, I don't want to add like loads and loads of details. I'm just trying to add a few so that I know like where I'm painting to, like, you know, a few key points. Although I do feel like it's got the wonkiness of as if it was painted outside or drawn outside without it. So pro and con. Let's see. This thing's a bit curved here. I don't know if you... Oh yeah, you can kind of see my drawing. So you can kind of see that I'm putting details on. But even if you're not painting, by all means, feel free to... you see, so this should be about here, but I don't want it there, so creative license, we'll give a bit of space, and I'm going to probably omit the balcony. I think like basically I'm going to represent it the way that I saw it then. Which is like, I don't know, is one of the reference photos, I haven't got it in here, one of the reference photos in the pack, you'll see what I mean, where either side of here was dark and then you could see only the light in the background. So I'm going to do it like that. Creative liberty. Wildflower, what did I miss? Does the library have AC? That's a good question. I could go to the library, to be fair. I was my thought process was a lot more involved, like, oh yeah, I'll go to a restaurant and eat for 6 hours. But perhaps the library is a better option. It is indeed a mystery how these XP points are working. But I've enjoyed them in other people's live streams, so I hope that you enjoy them as well. I can't turn them on or off, so either way they're here to stay, but it's fun. I thought about Discord has a version, and I thought about switching it on Discord, but then I don't really understand how it works it out, and it's not like I'm trying to promote people saying things for the sake of saying things, you know. Although, wait, does it have it? I think one of my Discords does have it. I think my free one does have that XP thing. But the one for members doesn't. Okay, so I feel like I've added enough detail to know roughly what I'm doing. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And I'm going to try to stick to this cute new palette and we'll see how it goes. So I've taken a bit of that cobalt sea blue. Oh, sorry, you can't see. There you go. Maybe a bit smaller. Move it to the side. Smaller still. There we go. Okay. I wish I could make the text bigger because I'm straining to read the chat. I think it's yeah, I know. That's why I haven't put it in the Discord. That being, although to be fair, I don't think, like, thankfully I don't think that's what my members would do anyway, but still it's not what I wanted. But I don't think that's what's happening here because some people have chat more than others and they still haven't got the most XP points. You see what I mean? Like, even as we're doing it now. So I think it's more than just chatting. I think it's probably also looking at what you're saying. I don't know. I haven't been told. I'm adding a little bit of red to my cobalt sea blue just so that there's like almost purpley aspects to it, and I'm like really watering it down. I'm so lazy with my skies, but it's the way that I like them. Just less detail. I mean, sometimes I even forget to put skies in altogether. And sometimes they are my favorite part, even though they had the least effort and attention put in them. So that's my sky pretty much done. And it's good because quite often, like, the sky is the you know, lightest tone anyway. What's going to be interesting is doing that teal color, but we'll tackle that when we get there. I'm going to do, what am I going to do next? I'm doing it all like, this is all still quite wet and wet. I'm going to do this here, yellow, but I kind of wanted it a bit muted down, so I'm adding a bit of brown. Is that the yellow I want? I don't know. Maybe add a bit of red. Really going at it for the color mixing. More yellow. Let's see. And water it down. Basically, I want like a Naples yellow, but I don't have one, so this will have to do. That's very yellow. And this will be darker later, but for now just put some color. And then this, but maybe with a bit more red, because I want it to be pink, but we don't have a pink, do we? Is for this bit here and here. And I'm letting some bits run into each other. Although it's drying quickly, we know why, because it's really hot, which is honestly, when I wanted the other page to dry, it wouldn't dry, and this is drying super quick. But yeah, it would be nice to have, you know, the tint, which is in my other palette, for Italy specifically, maybe. It would be quite nice to have. I'm gonna catch up on the chat in 1 second. I just don't want to get unwanted blooms, you know? So I'm just paying attention to this bit. Yeah, I would have been. Thank you, Wildflower. Who? Guys are determined to uncover this XP thing. Okay, now I want to do the teal. I want to do the roof. The roof is on fire. In theory, the good thing about this palette is I'll be using a limited palette, so everything should be somewhat, like, you know, cohesive automatically. As long as I don't make any, whoops, don't do it, any grave errors. You guys still testing out XP? Yeah, you want to chat naturally. I think that's for the best, to be fair. Okay. I need some more of that, like, need to clean up my colors. You know what I was thinking, actually? I should have like a nickel as a yellow that I leave as is, and then one that I use for mixing, because the way I contaminate my colors is a bit wild. This is all very wet, so I'm just gonna use a thirsty brush to pick it all up. First layer done. Wildflower. Are you guys talking about my Discord? Yeah, exactly. Like, literally, mine is so contaminated. I don't know what color this is meant to be, but I guess we'll figure it out. Yeah, my yellows are so contaminated, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just do two. One will be the clean yellow, the other one will be the mixing yellow. That I'll still try to keep somewhat clean, but really and truly, how clean would it be? Oh, a watercolorist, you're always first in our eyes, don't worry. As soon as I see the comment first, I know who it is. Hey Shadi, I hope that they were good Zoom sessions though. I'm just waiting for this layer to dry so that I can do another layer. I feel like I'll be done pretty quickly. We'll see. But yeah, so I still miss a pink. I think a buff titanium would be great. And I feel like for now those are the main things. Parts are dry, parts are not dry. Let's start dealing with the parts that are dry. Don't know if... Okay, maybe add some random details. Oh, thank you so much, Wildflower. Thank you, that's so sweet. Say it unsuspecting. I was even surprised that it comes through on thing. Really sweet, thank you. And I don't know if what I'm doing is making sense, but we'll see. Oh, that was a lot stronger than I intended. But that's fine. I'll just put it in other places too. Which page is this in the reference book? That's a very good question. Just give me 1 second and I will find out. Sod's Law, imagine I picked the one picture that wasn't in the reference book. If it's not, obviously I'll send it, but I think it is. Hold on. Let me see. I would need to find, I think I've saved it on my laptop. So documents, Kofi, Dose of Inspiration, Bologna. Oh, gotta love being logical. So I don't think I put this exact one. I put the one that's like darker, that is actually the one that I was describing, and that is on page 5 and 6. Have you seen it? This sketchbook is B5. I don't know what it is in like inches. But if you Google B5 page size, it will come up. And then if you're happy to share it, we will all know. But yeah, I'm gonna make a dark color. I'm not the greatest in inches. Even in centimeters, it doesn't stick in my head. Okay, so what color am I doing next? Let me do this bit again. I wish I had a pink. That's all I'm thinking as I'm doing this. Fly me to the moon, let me do. Is this, yeah. Sometimes I find the quicker I try to be, the better the better it goes. You know, sometimes if you start slowing down, you start like overthinking, or at least that's what I do. Although this feels more like painting than a plein air. You know what I mean? It feels more like plein air than urban sketching, if that makes sense. In terms of the style that I am adopting. B5, thank you, a watercolorist, is 6.9 inches by 9 by 8 inches. So let's call it 7 by 10. Can I lighten it? So yeah, I tried. As in, like, I wanted it to, because I feel like I tried, but I feel like when I mix PR122 with my PY150-esque colors, I get like a really nice, what's the name of the color? Like a nice peachy color, whereas I'm getting orange. So that's why I'm using, although yeah, like when I look at it like this, it looks pink, but in the mix it's just giving me orange, which is fine. It is what it is. Let me actually pick it up because I don't want it there. So let's see, did you find it okay, Derwood, the reference? Interesting. My phone's vibrating. I hope that, I mean, it doesn't feel too hot. If it ends all of a sudden, it's been a blast. It's been awesome. Just adding some, just thinking about, so the reference that I forgot I left my windows open and the curtain started moving, so for a second I was like, what is going on? Yeah, so the reference that I actually prefer is the one that is in the reference pack, which I have linked in the description for members to download. And in that one, all of here is actually a lot darker, which I quite liked because it just pointed to like looking in the middle. So I'm wondering whether I should make all of this dark, as petrifying as that kind of feels. I didn't even think paranormal. I'm less concerned about the paranormal than the actual like human form coming through my window. So I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to, can you imagine, live? Yeah, so let me also try and going to add a bit more detail, like shadow to here, because it's all kind of feeling samey. And I kind of feel like if I start adding shadows, hopefully it'll look less samey. Yeah, thankfully it's just the wind. We finally have wind. So I just mixed in a bit of that shadow violet into the cobalt sea blue. Try and make my shadow color. I am still doing most of this like wet and wet. I'm gonna try and make some parts of it a bit darker. Just don't want it to all be samey, you know? And for this bit, I'm still using that mixture, but I am going to make it a bit lighter. Even though it's a shadow, like it's a shadow in the light. I don't know if that makes sense. It does to me. And then let's add some of that in other places too. Maybe the burnt sienna would be more appropriate for that, but it is what it is. There's no going back now. And I'll add, I don't want to get blooms, but B6, yeah, B6 is also a really nice size. It's between A5 and A6. I'd made myself some B6 sketchbooks, but they were Saunders, I think. Just because I can't remember, maybe it was Saunders or Fabriano, but one of them, it's easier to make B6 paper than it is and still following the grain basically than it is making the more standard one, because I wanted it to be portrait. Just adding a bit of shadow. Yeah, so in my head I'm like, maybe I should just make all of this dark to make it make sense. So we'll just have to remember what a pretty light color it was before I decided to make it super dark. And even these, I want it to look like it is in somewhat sunlight, so although I want it to be dark, I don't want it to be too dark. Ooh, B6 is your favorite planner size. I quite like, yeah, because it's nice because it's smaller than A5, but it's not as small. It's like literally halfway between. Okay, I'm gonna make all this one dark color. And if I don't like it, then I will have learnt that I don't like it, and I will stop picking. In the reference guide, I don't know if you saw it, but I divided it into like some pictures are everyday pictures, some pictures have like really trippy perspective, and some pictures have really drastic light and shadow. I was very much drawn to that. So if I don't like this, then I will stop picking light and shadow pictures. Although I don't think I added this to the light and shadow. I think I actually added it to the everyday because I had quite a few I had quite a few light and shadow pictures. Although it's a very good example of a light and shadow picture. The original. Okay, not the end of the world. I like it. Part of the reason that I did it like what feels somewhat early is because if I hated it, I would like to know now, you know. don't want to do this when I'm like, oh, it's my favorite painting in the world, and then start adding super dark accents. And then, although it's technically not here, because I know that in reality there was another building here, I don't want to do like another building all the way there. I feel like that would be too drastic. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm going to make it darker here, or maybe act like that's like a car shadow or something, to do that thing that I was, you know, talking about, of like having the dark and it all leading to here being the nice light area. And I don't like big blocks just looking all the same, hence why I'm like dropping more color. Yeah, everyone's asleep. What's going on? I'm joking. Then let me. Everyone's in awe of my joking. I can't even say that seriously. Fly me to the moon. Let me see. Let me do like a line there or something. Connect the two. So I want to add the most detail to the thing that I'm most interested in, and that is this dome. And then maybe once that's dry, I'll also make this darker, make it stand out. But yeah, Italy was amazing. In general, I'm trying to get better at, like, you know, enjoying traveling as much as I enjoy, like, I enjoy being home, don't get me wrong, but I don't really explore local stuff. Like, stands to reason, you know, one would think I would have done like many London videos, right? Like, people come here all the time because it's touristy and beautiful and whatnot, and yet I don't. Like, I've done one and that's it. I don't really have any plans to do, well, actually maybe I should do more. You're listening. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, that's, you know, that's the thing I was worried about. Like, in my head, that's why I took the picture, but in like practice, that's, I was worried that, and I should have left it alone, but I didn't, so now I have to re-wet this whole thing. But in practice I was scared that maybe I'll hate it. And it doesn't really feel like the kind of thing you can come back from. Now, because I added water when I should have left it alone, that's why I'm just going back and re-wetting the whole thing. I don't mind some texture, but I don't want like loads and, oops, that was an accident, loads and loads of blooms, you know. So what else do we need to add details to? Sometimes I get like tunnel vision and I feel like it's better for me to progress things at the same rate, but sometimes I get so focused on some random things that I forget things like this still doesn't have a window. Bye, Nick. Thank you for watching. But yeah, I've actually missed live streaming. It's been a while. It's been a while. I feel like maybe because I've been doing no, I'm not gonna do that. Because I've been doing Zooms, so I've been enjoying that too, but I also do enjoy live streams. I need this to be darker, and yeah, look, as I go I'm like, oh wait, haven't painted this yet. Or this, and then this here, I know it's lighter, but it's another one that needs that, like, yeah, I just honestly, if anyone has a guest house in Cornwall, I feel like, can you imagine me saying that and just meeting strangers online just so that I can stay in Cornwall for longer? Not gonna do that. But yeah, I'm thinking about just going back and doing car camping longer, and even like just going to different places, like just different places by the coast, and even not just by the coast, like even there's just so many places in the UK I have not been to. And I'm like, I could go and I'll just sleep in my car for a night. The options are endless. Honestly, so inspirational. So inspirational. I need to darken the windows. I may do. I just want to see, because I have the tendency of going too dark. So I want to bring everything a bit more in order before I go. I don't want it to make it the darkest dark, because I don't want that to be the main focus. I want this dome up here to be the main focus, and I don't mind, like, this here now looks like it's out of focus and this is in focus. Does that make sense? Yeah, absolutely stunning scenery, and like everyone was happy and the weather was nice. Honestly, I'm thinking about just going back. I'm thinking about going back. It's just yeah, it's different. Like, car camping is definitely nice, but it's, like I said, I want to really chill and relax and get to know a place and paint the same place over and over, because literally even the places where I stayed for longer than a day, or sometimes like I wouldn't necessarily stay longer for a day there, but I would like go and come back. When I then come back, like depending on the time of day or the, you know, everything just changed so drastically and was so beautiful. So I was like, oh, it's not like I'm missing out, but I feel like I would enjoy it even more if I stayed for longer in one place. And I can't do that if I'm car camping. I feel like that doesn't feel safe. Like, maybe it is safe, but it doesn't feel safe. So I was always on the move. But yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I'll go back, and even if it isn't the like staying in the same place, Airbnb kind of thing, or hotel, maybe going there for a few days again is better than not at all. It's just, it's far. It took me like 6 hours to come back. Oops. I think I will. What am I missing? I considered that, like house sitting, but I've never really been like with. Oh no, has the audio? Maybe it's me, to be honest. I'm not. I was talking louder because of the audio, but as it's getting later, my voice is getting more hoarse. Yeah, I considered house sitting, but I've never looked after a pet, so I don't know if the first time I were to do it should be when I'm responsible for someone else's pet. You know what I mean? Like, a bit tricky. But then I'm like, if I can look after humans. But I just feel like I don't know enough about pets to be able to do it properly. But yeah, I did look at like house sitting and like, yeah. But most of the house sitting that I saw were understandably to look after the people's pets while they're gone, as opposed to just looking after the house, which I could do. I could look after a house, no problem. Yeah, what if I. Well, that's the thing. I feel like. I don't know, like. I'm not clumsy or anything like that. So I'm not worried about the house. I'm worried about the pet. It running away. It being sick. It, like, variables outside of my control. Or even in my control. Like me just not knowing like how often to walk it, or like all that stuff. That's what I'm worried about. That actually it's the pet that the living thing. Broken things I can pay for, but someone's pet, yeah, it feels like a lot of responsibility. But I did look at it because, well, to be honest, I looked at it to see if anyone wanted. I don't want all this detail here. I did initially, but no. Initially, I was looking to see if people just wanted their house sat, as opposed to with the pets. I didn't find any that just wanted their house sat. Fair enough. And then I considered the pets, and then I was like, no, I can't do it. So it's fine. Maybe I'll do car camping again. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's just more fast paced, and I can paint fast. And I feel like it's better than sitting at home. Like now I'm like, every weekend feels like a possibility. Like, oh my gosh, I could just go to wherever my car will take me. Oh my gosh, Derwood, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know, but you see, that's what I would be worried about. Like, say the cat died when I was looking after it. What do I even do? Then all of a sudden, it starts being like, a TV drama where I'm there trying to look for a cat that looks like that cat and hoping they can't tell the difference, knowing fully well, of course, they can tell the difference. Yeah, understandably, you're traumatized. Yeah, Cindy, that would be my concern. Yeah, I wouldn't know if it's sick though. I wouldn't know. I feel like I just don't know enough. Like, humans, no problem. Even children, babies, got it. But pets? Boy. And then I don't know how much faith it would instill in them if I'm like, look, I'm happy to look after your pet, but can I come to your house for like a week to learn first? And yeah, I don't know if that breeds any form of confidence. Like, some would be like, oh, it's nice, she's diligent. Other would be like, so she has absolutely no idea about pets. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know you're not supposed to give dogs onions or chocolate. I know now. Mm. Yeah, so hiding from strangers for days, as long as they come out and eat the food, no problem. Hide away. Be in a comfy little corner. But don't hide away and starve. And then I'm there like hands and knees looking for the cat, begging for it to eat. Yeah, so you see, I contemplated house sitting strongly. Yet another thing that's completely outside my comfort zone that I would not normally do. But you know, the things we do for art are actually wild. Like, the whole car camping thing was because I wanted to explore these places and create art, and why let something like a few £1,000s stand in my way? Yeah, so maybe I'll do it again. And by maybe I'll do it again, I mean like car camping, yes, again, definitely, but as in more imminently. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. So call me maybe. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. But yeah, I feel like I'm nearly done. Like, I know this is so undone. So maybe I should just keep adding details and make it as done as this bit. But then I was interested in the dome, not the house. But then this feels so much more undone. You know what I mean? So do I start adding more details and bring it to the forefront? Do I add the dark color over it and just make it totally obsolete? I feel like those are the two options. I mean, oh, that's not the color I wanted. I mean, the other option is, of course, to just leave it as is, but I don't know. You know what I mean? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Yeah, the onions thing. And that's the thing. People are like, oh no, like if you give it onion, like it will die. Like, I mean, that's what someone said to me. I never fact checked it, but it sounded like pretty aggressive. Same with chocolate. Because I was like, don't you just give them human food? Apparently no. I was like, okay, meat, milk, like I don't know. But I guess that's stuff I could look up. But either way, I don't want to be on holiday and be stressed about not killing someone's dog. I'm just looking at the painting and contemplating what to do. I want to really, 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 really take it like that. Oh, okay. You see? Even getting my animals mixed up. Thank you, Sonia. No grapes. What? They can't have milk? But here's the thing, like I'm sure some of my family, I'm sure my my grandparents had pets, had dogs. I can tell you for free, they did not get dog food. They ate what we ate. So I didn't really cats can't digest milk. Oh my gosh. Why are the cartoons always making them drink milk? I know that that's not what we should base things on, but given that it's really bad for them, you'd think, like, Tom was always drinking milk. Or was it Jerry? Tom. Wow. Wow. So if I decide to house it, I guess I'm going to need to have Sonia on call and be like, so even like meat, because I'm sure that they ate meat, not cats, dogs. What? People give ducks bread all the time. Okay. Yeah, a watercolorist. Yeah, exactly. Tom was always drinking milk. I'm like, surely they shouldn't have made that like the main thing if milk will in fact kill cats. Oh, thank you, Sonia. Now I will not forget. So I'm still deciding what to do with this. Make it all. I mean, I could add details, see if I like it, and if I don't like it, cover it up. Let's do that and see. Or should I just cover it up? I'm just wondering. Okay, let me add detail and see. We'll see where this goes. And then if I hate it, I just cover it. I want to add some details, but not loads of detail, because I still don't want it to really be in the foreground. But I just find windows so meh. Like, I like painting windows on their own. Do you know what I mean? Like, as the main thing. In my Venice guide, I think I included loads of... maybe not loads, but I included quite a few pictures of doors and windows. But, like, on buildings, when they're not the main attraction of the painting, I find them quite annoyingly laboursome. Nonetheless, we continue. Oh, I can't even tell you how much I'm enjoying this. I'm trying to take stock of things that fill me creatively and drain me creatively, so that I know when I'm filling my cup and emptying my cup. This is filling my cup, so thank you. You'd be surprised how easy it is to just neglect that side of things. I want to keep it all paint. I mean, I could do a really quick one with paint and line and wash, but I like this. I basically like how this bit looks really nice and painterly. Although I appreciate I haven't made the rest of it painterly either. So I want to keep it all paint. And no, I'm not gonna do it. I was like, oh, you know what? They had lines going all across, and maybe I'll just do like lines going across my painting. But let me take myself seriously. I'm not doing it. Like, now is not the time to make such decisions. I'm playing it safe. I did the videos, when I was talking about like double it. Okay, let me make what I'm saying make sense. I made a video where I was talking about, so even further back, I create art challenges that I call doses of inspiration, and as part of them, I will quite often create a PDF that will be anything from 10 to 30 pages, and it will have a range of things like reference photos or notes or pictures from my sketchbook or different prompts, as well as the art challenge itself. And one of the ones that I did for Artist Remix, so the dose of inspiration is called Artist Remix, and the idea that I had for it was basically ways that we can change and remix artwork that we're not necessarily that happy with, as well as ways that we can, well, I guess that's the main thing, like just remixing different artwork that we create, but also how we can learn to push things so that we're evolving our art rather than creating the same thing over and over again. But at the same time, also knowing that it's a safe space so that if we don't like it, we can remix it. So that's the premise of the dose of inspiration. And I made a video that's a studio vlog where I'm painting the whole day and I'm going through the Artist Remix dose of inspiration. And the first prompt was around doubling it, which is basically having two pieces of artwork that are very similar that I'm creating at the same time. Aim being that when I get to a point, like say for example, if I'd done this in two ways, if I'd done this twice and I had this literally replicated on this page, where one I can be safer with and I can be like, I like it, I don't want to ruin it, I'm going to add finishing touches, I'm not going to go wild. The other one I could be like, actually I want to push things a bit further, maybe use colors slightly differently, or maybe I would cover, you know how I was talking about putting the dark bit on here, maybe I'd put the dark bit on there so that I can experiment while not ruining the painting that I also really like. And then I continued going through the dose of inspiration. How did I get here? Okay, yeah, so that's basically what I was thinking when thinking about the ink. If I had doubled it, then I would add ink to one. But adding ink I find I find it quicker and easier because you already have the structure and everything, and then you're just splashing color on. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it would explain why loads of people have lactose intolerance to one extent or another. I don't think it's up to the age of 8. Yeah, so that's the thing. But it's interesting because, I mean, that's the thought process that I would have had. Like if I'd done it twice, then I would. And maybe we'll see how I feel because, you know, gotta love live streams that don't end. I may do a quick one with ink and then see how I feel about it. So it's interesting because, I mean, I'm straining my eyes, so it does feel like I'm squinting while looking at the reference, which is good, right? It's what we're supposed to do. Not strain your eyes, but the squint, and so that you can see different things. And you don't hyper focus on details that don't matter. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not loving this roof, but I don't really see what else I can do to make me love it. So take a break from that and move on to the windows. Thank you so much, Wildflower. And Sonia, you've moved on. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna make the windows darker. basically, I feel like looks nice and finished, and this looks unfinished, but I don't necessarily know why. Like, there's not a crazy amount of detail. You know, there's windows. That's it. And I don't want to add loads of detail to the windows because they're not the star of the show. Equally, I don't feel like they're holding their weight as background singers right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like I need more, like, enough detail to make them interesting, but not so much detail that they're then just actually detracting from the main star, which is the dome. Which is why, if this doesn't pull it together, I'm putting Shadow Violet all over this. No worries. Let's see. So I'm just trying to see if there's any like interesting detail that I can add to this to make it what I want it to be. I'm really not seeing anything. Like, I know that there's like that middle bit that's going across with lines across it, but again, I don't feel like that's groundbreaking, like a groundbreaking detail that will pull it all together. So okay. I'm wondering, so now I just added, like, you know how I had like the lines were kind of a bit broken and I had lots of detail. I'm now thinking maybe less is more, so I've just like condensed them into one solid line going across, and I'll do the same for this bit. Don't add more detail. I know. I don't want to add much more because, again, this is the star, but I want it to feel complete. Just making this darker. But I love my commitment to that one brush. Making this darker. Hey ho, if I do ruin it, then at least we'll have the video to look back on, you know? We'll remember how it looked in its best form. Ooh. I'm just adding slightly thinner lines. Let me add that. I mean, I keep looking at the reference for inspiration and it's given me nothing. I keep being like, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's like a nice railing or something that will make me feel like this is complete. But there's nothing. I'm not. So maybe that's it. There's nothing. So what's the verdict? Leave it as is or cover it all in dark? It's not. I don't hate it. So maybe I don't necessarily feel like it needs to be covered, like something went drastically wrong. I'm looking at, it's always nice to look through here. I mean, I like it. I'm just wondering if it's finished. Oh yeah, no, there's no going back on the cloud. I just randomly, like, the skies are the bits that I put the least attention to. I didn't even notice there was a cloud there, which is actually wild because it's right there. Where some highlight where the flat roof is. That's the thing, it's like, because this is dark, it does kind of play like highlight, but I don't know, I think maybe I just don't like the colour. Could that be it? Am I still ruled by colour? Yes I am. So dome, nothing. Right? Just let me see. Welcome to the definition of fiddling. Too hot to see the clouds. Yeah, I didn't see, which is so funny because yeah, it's literally right there. But even to be fair, even if I saw it, I don't tend, like I don't know if I have any example paintings, but if you were to look at my skies, you will see they are very low effort, low fuss, no muss, low fuss, just like blue, just for the sake. And actually, if you look at some paintings, there's no sky at all. Why? Because yeah, couldn't quite be bothered to add a sky. Can you hear me thinking? Cover it. I'm not coming back to it, so that's the thing. Once we say I'm done, then I'm done. I'm not. I will not be not a nice saying, but you know what I mean. Like once I'm done, I'm done. I'm not coming back to it. So that's why I'm just. Maybe I'll add splatters. Will the splatters fix this situation? Can you see it slightly starting to head into darker territory? Terry's like, it looks fabulous. Stop. Please stop. No, thank you. Hey, Janren. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it. So maybe we'll take it as a win. I am going to add splatters because why not? I found that having a more carefree attitude to painting has actually resulted in me painting a lot more. Who knew? Now, what color splatters would you say? So what I know is that this beauty must be protected at all costs. This, I don't mind. So I've picked blue. This bright blue. Whoa, that was a lot more than I intended. That's okay. And then I may also pick some of this, the nickel as a gold brownie kind of color that we this is a lot less controlled than I normally am. Don't know quite what happened, but maybe it's the heat, maybe it's the tiredness, but I've got splatters. everywhere. Darken the shadows. Which shadows? Oh, alas, there's no going back. We've got splatters now. Have fun with, yeah, like honestly, that's why I've been painting more. So this is what it looks like. I love the granulation in the dome as well. I mean, this is a ridiculous close-up, but you can see the like granulation in the sky, aka my lazy sky, a random spot of splatter that escaped to the top, that's fine. Granulation in the dome, which I really enjoy. Shadow violet as our shadow on the side, and then detail, and then we come to this bit which has splatter, has line. It's interesting because it has a lot of detail, but still not quite my favorite bit, but it's okay. I like this bit, and I don't hate this bit enough to just, because when I'm saying cover it, what I mean is just take shadow violet, make it as dark as possible, and cover the whole thing. I don't think it needs that, but it is what it is. Maybe it's another one that I'll paint again, but I quite like it. Well, at least I love the dome. Where am I putting this? I don't know where I'm putting it away. Thank you. No, thank you guys. But yeah, that's the painting, and I do have more references in the reference pack, so be sure to check that out, especially if you want to paint Italy. I have the Venice reference pack. I have the Kew Gardens. I have, I think, 3 floral ones. My nails keep breaking. My nail's broken. I didn't do anything arduous, and yet it is. Thank you, Delwood. Thank you, Sharmik. You guys are all really kind. Yes, I would love to see your version, Delwood. Because yeah, I don't know if, I think if I were to do it again, maybe I would do it like the one in the reference and make everything else dark and just make the dome the focal point. I may do it again. I really enjoy painting domes anyway, but I do have other references, like these are some example from the pack as well. This is a different dome, and then like everyday life. I told you, a bike. I think this would make a fabulous painting. I can't explain why, but there's something about it that I just really liked. And what else? Yeah, I also, a lot of bikes featuring, aren't there? I also really like this. And yeah, I like this as well for the shadows and the dome, of course. And this one I liked because one, hold on, there you go. I was like, wait, initially when I was like this, I was like, what was I thinking? But like this, I can see, I was thinking, I like the lights on here. Yeah, same lights and shadows. Really seems to be a prominent theme. So I like the light here and the focus on here. And then I kind of felt like maybe not all lines, but all lines to me in my head were pointing towards this building. So this is in light, this arrow is pointing to it, and it feels like because of the perspective, it's all going down to like this vanishing point here, which is drawing my eye to here. So do you see what I mean by I was looking at things like paintings? Maybe it's just the rose tinted glasses of being abroad, but I really thought it'd make nice holidays. This one was another one, like, let me make it bigger so you can see. You see, I spent so much time at this piazza. And then this, again, light and dark. Although this, I think, is in the perspective bit, because there's a whole bunch of different perspectives from this. Can you see my mouse when I move it? Maybe what I'm saying isn't making sense to you because whoops. Anyway. But yeah, this one was the perspectives, and then this I want to try again. This is the one that I painted while I was there and looking at it. And part of me is wondering if I should do it again. I may not. I think it's the same dome as what we just painted, you know? As what we just painted. Wow, the English. And the last one that I have on here is again another one from Perspective. But yeah, if you enjoy painting Italy, definitely be sure to check it out. If you want to paint together some more and support me, my channel, join an art community, then be sure to join my membership or my Substack. Everything is linked down below in the description. But yeah, it feels like, oh, it's actually not that late. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been 2.5 hours, so so this is coming to a close, but I thought it was a lot later. I'm getting better. Everyone's so quiet now. Thank you, Cindy. But yeah, if I were to try it again, I think I would try it again maybe a couple of times, which I know is kind of weird for me, but it is what it is. One, maybe pen and ink. I think pen and ink would have a completely different vibe to it. The other way would be just making everything else dark and having the dome be at the forefront. And yeah, those are the two ways that I'd want to explore with that. Now let's see, I'm kind of curious to see who won in the end. As I say won, it was never a competition, but you know what I mean? Like who is number one. And so number 1 is Terry, number 2 is Sonia, 3 is Derwed, 4 is a watercolorist, 5 is no name painter, LA woman, Cindy is 6, Nick is 7, Wildflowers 8, Hannah is 9, and Shelly Harris is number 10. Thank you. Well, obviously thank you to everybody. I was just curious to see how I still can't tell how it works it out. But I think that's pretty much it, no? Yeah, you're back to number 3. Oh, now you dropped to number 2. Yeah. Number 2. Terry's still number 1. But I have no idea how it's working it out, as we've said. But honestly, thank you all so much for such a wonderful time. I've really enjoyed painting with you. I will leave everything linked down below in the description. If you are watching on the replay, feel free to let me know, because I'm always amazed by people who watch the live streams on the replay, because I know that they are super long. And yeah, we should definitely do this again. Maybe next time I can go through the Neocolor 2s, or one thing that I have been meaning to do is swatch out all the Roman Schmall colours. So maybe I'll do that in a live stream rather than doing it on my own. But thank you all so much for being a member of the peasantry. Oh, the comments are wild. No, honestly, thank you all so much for the live stream. I've really enjoyed it and I've missed it, so thank you. And I guess until next time, and also special thank you to Wildflower for the tip. I appreciate it. Cool. Well, have a lovely Friday and weekend, and talk to you later.